Each week we look at some games that you might remember from the past, and today we're going to see if you have the speed and the strength for this competition. American Gladiators was released on many systems: October 1991 for the NES, 1992 for the Amiga and MS-DOS, and 1993 for the Genesis and the SNES. It was only released in North America, but a European release was planned but later scrapped, even though the game was being developed in the United Kingdom. It was published by GameTek and developed by Imagitech Design. This version of American Gladiators that you're seeing is from the SNES, which tries to capture the hype of the Gladiator arena at the time. Most of the events that you know and love from the TV series are included, and of course each of them plays slightly differently. Assault, known as Danger Zone in the UK version of the Gladiators TV show, sees you hide behind cover and try to shoot the gladiator off their platform. Joust, known as Duel in the UK, again sees you try to knock your opponent off their platform by moving into different positions and striking your opponent with your pugil stick. The Wall sees you race your opponent up the wall while being chased by a gladiator. Atmospheres is another famous game in the Gladiator arena, where you're rolling around a spherical cage, moving over pods to score points. Powerball is Gladiator's version of rugby. Pick a ball, avoid your opponent and 3 gladiators, and try to score points by dropping the ball into pods. And of course the Eliminator, a straight one-on-one run against your opponent to the finish line. The Super Nintendo version also included an extra event known as the Human Cannonball. As mentioned, the controls are different in each event, and some control a lot better than others. From my experience, playing Atmospheres is probably the easiest game to play. It's just the directional controls, while the Wall and Human Cannonball are probably the most difficult. In the Wall, your character seems to suddenly stop moving, while in Human Cannonball, while you're in the swing motion, it's kind of uncontrollable. Assault can also be difficult when you're being bombarded by gladiator fire and feel that you can't move from your safe zone. There's no actual difficulty setting, but it does feel like the gladiators at times can be absolutely relentless, which in turn does make each event that much harder. There's also not really a lot of skill involved, and a lot of the events are simply button mashing. In terms of reviews, you've got to remember that the game was released in the early 90s and it had very mixed reviews, with some reviewers giving it high scores, such as Amiga Action giving it an 80%, while Total, a UK video game magazine, gave it a 6. No, that's not a 6 out of 10, that's a 6%. Don't believe me? Take a look. That being said, here's what I think. It really isn't great. If you're a fan of the TV series, I'd stay a fan of the TV series, and probably wouldn't even touch this game at all. It has repetitive actions that can be really frustrating, especially when you don't seem to be making any progress in any of the events, giving your opponent really easy wins. Was this a game that you played back in the day? If it was, let me know your memories of it in the comments below. And if you do like looking back at older video games from the past, we'll be covering plenty more of them in the coming weeks.